Hello drone racers! Anybody want to see a review of the EV100 goggles? These are the full release production version that are shipping now. At least if you were at one of the first 1,000 orders, I think a few of these have been sold. Of course it's raining, so I'm going to do the exact same review I did with these that I did with the Amway Commanders, so we can get a good sense of how they look side by side, because these were $99 and now they're about $160. The Amway Commanders are $350, which is still cheaper than Fat Shark's, but how do these compare? Let's take a look. Okay, that was weird. I don't know about that. Okay, maybe they're not that good. Oh, probably what's going on? It's an Eachine branded glass cleaner. I might just carry this around just to be awesome. We have a manual, and the manual actually looks like it's pretty decent. It lays out where all the buttons are. Good display for the contrast and focal adjustment, which is one of the coolest things I didn't realize these had, but it has focal adjustment. We'll look at that. And the instructions for the external DVR, which isn't shipping yet as of this recording, but all the instructions for the DVR, which this was obviously designed to use, are right in here. That's kind of interesting. USB in, so this is one of the questions. It's for firmware and alternate power supply. It says it will use whichever is providing the highest voltage. It's kind of nice. I always carry a power brick with me for charging other devices, and I could keep that in my pocket with a long USB cord and plug into these and be running on them forever. Also shows the fan and the modes and the 72 channels that it uses and some troubleshooting, but we don't care about that. Take a look. Ooh. On, off. So, wow, that's just a cool look. Antenna connectors, RPSMA. I'm a huge fan. That I actually prefer RPSMA. The buttons here don't have any labels on them. None of the buttons seem to have labels at all. We do have an on-off switch, which is kind of nice. And then oh, wait. They shipped it with it plugged in? That seems like a terrible idea. Did this battery die in shipping? There's nothing. So, Eachine, don't plug in the battery for shipping. There's no lights. This isn't shipped to the storage voltage. I wonder if there's any voltage on this thing at all. Hold on. In order to get a true reading, I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. And, wait, is there really zero voltage in this battery? They ship, oh, this battery's probably dead. Eachine, what were you thinking? They're gonna be replacing so many batteries. I'm going to very carefully plug this into USB and charge it, but I'm going to do it out in my garage in my battery safe. I'm not going to plug it in just here because there's no voltage. I don't know if this will recover. That was a terrible, terrible oversight. Why did they plug those in? I'm extremely disappointed in that. Also in the box, we have a USB cable, which we are very obviously going to need for the dead batteries. The dipole antennas that it comes with, it does say at least Pro 5.8 gigahertz. Probably won't even use those. And then a piece of Velcro. I don't know what that's for. Okay, so before I can test these, I am going to go plug in the battery very carefully in a safe place. I'm going to let it charge for a while and we'll see how it goes. So just as a test fit, I'm going to put this up against my face and see how they feel. They have a nice curve. The foam is a little hard, maybe a little thick, but they have a good feel to them. The eyes look a little small, but you can move the diopters. So one thing, there's no way to add additional diopters. So we'll see how much of a difference these dials make. I'm really curious. Okay, another thing I just noticed, I saw there was a big bubble right in the middle of that. See that? There are lens protectors on here. So you're gonna wanna take that off. So there's a piece of glass and then there's the lens behind that. It's a built-in diopter. And that is what's moving. You can just barely see it there. So that moves. But now I need to go charge so we can do some additional testing. Here's a closer look at the battery. It is a basically 2S 1000 milliamps. So I'm guessing this is not full of battery. It's partially full of circuits because it does have this indicator on it, which is really nice. And now I'm at 3 bars. The light here was red while it was charging. There is 2 connectors on it. So we have the traditional style barrel connector that is the same as Fat Shark and Amway's and everything else, which is really nice, meaning you can use whatever battery you want with this, except it also has this 2S connector, which connects to the external DVR that's going to be available very soon. Here's the battery for the Eachine VR D2s by comparison, and it's about the same size. It's a lot heavier, but this is a 2200 milliamp. The only reason I wouldn't say just use this is because it doesn't have this extra connector. If you are not planning on using a DVR, I would absolutely buy these. I've bought several of these, and these are great batteries. This has no balancing at all, so I'm actually kind of worried that these are going to be a big problem. It would not have been hard for them to wire up and make this a balance connector unless you charge off of it. That's what should have happened, because then these would have been great but small batteries. Unfortunately, it's cheap, it's nice, that part is really, really nice, but I don't think these are going to be great batteries. I, though, plan on using the DVR extensively, so I'll probably just end up with several of these until I come up with an alternate, and I have a couple ideas for that. So, the moment of truth. Connecting the battery, I hear the beep. let's see, I have them turned off, so we'll turn them on. That's for the fan. Yeah, never mind, that's the fan on and off, and I don't need the fan at the moment. So there we just have static. I haven't hooked up any antennas, but these are receivers, so I'm not going to hurt anything without an antenna on here. I'll do that shortly. Again, I tried, and there's just no way for me to get it lined up so you can see. I was hoping with the adjustable diopters in here, I could get it focused, but it just can't happen. So I can't really show you the screen. I'm just gonna have to describe it to you. Okay, I am just looking at static right now, and the first thing I notice is my eyes are a little too far away. This foam is just too thick. I want some thinner foam. Maybe it'll wear out, but if I press it hard against my face, I actually have a really, really good view, and the screen looks plenty big. Once the screen pushes away, I actually have some circles around it. The lenses, moving them back and forth, if I move them all the way to the center, it's good enough. I feel like if it was just a little bit closer together for me, it would be better for me. But once I smash it against my face a little more, it's okay. I think that'll be okay in the long run. They are very, very comfortable. I have what I'm gonna call a medium size head. The thing I've got right now is I have no diopters in it, and I can read the screen. I can read the SIG channel that I'm on. I can read the power. If I adjust the little dials here, I got it even better. So if I look one eye at a time, there's a large range. For me, it's rolling it all the way to the back. I can see I am nearsighted, which I believe is the most common, and it looks really, really good without any diopters. I couldn't see anything in the Amways when I did my flight and my review of them. It wasn't until I put diopters in them after they arrived that I could actually see what was going on. This is a huge improvement over that, and I expect all goggles to have this feature. Why the cheapest goggles you can get have this first, I don't know, but that is really outstanding. Part of my problem with goggles like this is because of the diopters, I want to be able to have these and hand them to somebody else and let them try them. And you can't do that with Fat Sharks and that style goggles. Box goggles adjust much better for that. So with these, now I can hand them to somebody. It's like, oh, it's all blurry. Well, it's like, oh, just turn those little knobs and, oh, look, you can see. I went ahead and plugged in a drone with a camera. So now I'm going to do a long press of this button, and it's scanning through all 72 channels, and I can see it while it does it. That's kind of interesting. So it shows me the progress as it goes across. It doesn't show me the strength of each channel though, but I can see, I think I'm seeing each channel as it goes through. It's interesting. I haven't actually seen a picture yet though. We'll see what happens when it gets done. So there it's on 32, and hey, it found it. And that looks, wow, that is clear. Holy cow, that is clear. That's weird because I use this drone for a lot of testing, and I swear it's never looked that clear. I'm actually really, really surprised by that. The screen, like I said, I have to smash these against my face, but I think once the foam wears down, it'll be good. Once I get it close, it's a 4x3. I fly 4x3 on my camera. I don't turn it on 16:9. Because my camera is 4x3, I always set my video to 4x3, so that doesn't bother me at all. If I move it up just a little bit, that picture quality is spectacular. So pros and cons of these goggles, anything else, that video quality is so good. I'm just flabbergasted how clear that is. It's the clearest analog signal I have ever seen. So the buttons on this side will let me go through manually. So I've got the channel up and down, and if I hold it down, it'll switch. These will support 72 channels, so a lot of them are not legal where I am. So I hold down the buttons on the side here, and it will switch between the bands, and I quick press will switch between the channels. But then I did on this button the long press. Okay, I had to look at the manual, which isn't too bad. So you press and hold this button. The first beep changes race mode. Second beep changes auto scan. Third beep changes the input. So now I'm back on my FPV view, and I want to do 2 beeps, and it'll do an auto scan. Yep, that worked. That works really well. It does take a while. It takes longer than the others, I would say. But once the picture's there, I would say it's worth it. Okay, to be as fair as I can, I'm going to fly the Jumper micro drone, the same one I used when I was testing the Amway. So I'm going to do a test here, and we'll fly it out. And I know you can't see it because there's no DVR. We will do that later. I'm just going to have to describe it to you. I'm testing it first with the stock antennas because there are probably some people who will get this and won't be able to have antennas. And I do notice a lot of breakup compared to what I had with the Amways and the circular antennas. So there is a significant difference between the two. The thing I will say though is I think it's because of the adjustable diopters. It is the clearest signal I have ever seen. It honestly looks like HD. It's so much clearer than anything. Just because it's got to be because the focus is just absolutely perfect. You can't see it, but still, that's how it looks. So I'm gonna bring it back, and I want to change the antennas on it just to see how it looks there. What we can do. If it clears it up, just getting some other halfway decent antennas. So it's so clear though. Okay, I'm gonna do the same basic flight. I put on the antennas from a set of VRD2 goggles just to see how they compare. These are not great antennas. They're not high dollar antennas by any means, but they are at least circular. And I can tell a big difference even with these cheaper antennas. It's still not amazingly clear, but well, the quality of the picture is just, again, spectacular. But the breakups are better with this. So I think a good set of antennas will help a lot. I don't have a lot because these are RP-SMA. Most of my goggles use SMA goggles. So I'm gonna have to get some good ones. I think I'm probably gonna order the ones that come with the EV100Ds because those have been really good for me, and I did see that they were available with RP-SMA, so I'm going to try those, and I'm out of battery. So now we're going to look at the final thoughts. These have been all my main goggles for the last year, and I've got the VRD2. Actually, these are the Pros, but I flew the original ones mostly. The EV800D, which have been my primary for a while now, my brand new Amway Commanders, and the brand new Eachine EV100s. So are these the ones I would buy starting out with? I wouldn't. These are not the ones I would pick, even though, like I've said over and over and over, the picture is spectacular. The lack of a DVR is a really big deal. Being able to add it will help as long as it's good. I would still pick the EV800Ds as my first set. If you want this style, because they are super light, they are very comfortable. I think they'll wear in and be very good. The only reason I mainly say that is because I've been wearing box goggles for years. So these don't bother me, even though they're very front heavy. These are very comfortable. The picture quality is good. The battery is very bad, but we can fix that. The antennas that it come with are atrocious. The Sting Pad is spectacular. If they would have just included these to fit on here for an extra $10, holy cow, now we're talking. It worked fine with these though, and these are not great antennas by any means. So I will link below the antennas that I will be getting for these so we can see, and hey, we'll do another review just for that. But the picture quality, this dial makes a world of difference. Why no one else has done this before, I don't know, but night and day how much better these are. My first flights with these are spectacular compared to these because I couldn't see. And once I got diopters, they were okay. And they're good if they have the built-in DVR, which I need because, hey, look, you didn't see that flight. For $99, yeah, these are really good money. For $150, it's a little more iffy. The version 2 of these are gonna be amazing. Version 1 are good. Version 2 will be amazing. If you buy these and you don't care about DVR, I think you will be very happy. If you have Fat Shark HD2s and you buy these, you're probably not going to be so happy. So there's the most honest review I can have. They're good, they're not amazing, the battery is terrible, but they are a breakthrough in technology for the price for what you get out of them. I can't wait to see what comes next, and if you want this style, it's a good way to start. You'll probably still upgrade, but it's a good way to start. So if you found this useful, leave a like down below, comment with which of these 4 options or something else that you would start out with. And until next time, remember, these are all so much better than the tiny pieces of garbage I actually started with.